to the debut edition of the Snake Den Horror Show. I am your host, the Venom of Society, ZF Snake. You know, horror fans really come in a lot of different shapes and sizes. You got those who seek a darker and more poignant escape from their daily lives. And then you also got those who just have this unquenchable, insatiable, psychological need to be scared out of their minds. But as for people like us, well, our daily lives are dark and poignant. We're already out of our minds, and we're just here to see some shit go down! The only question when starting a show centered around an artistic composition with over 100 years of history, and with numerous subgenres spanning across every medium known to humankind, is where the fuck do you start? Well, with all that's been mentioned thus far, I believe that the horror genre can reflect any mood that a person can be in at any given time. And what mood am I in? Find out after this message. Venom of Society, ZF Snake here, and when my body tells me it's time to hit the sack, I look for a second opinion in the form of Venom energy. Get all the blood vessels in your sleepy brain popping as you feel venom course through your veins with B vitamins, amino acids, and 160 milligrams of raw power. Venom energy, envenomation, carbonation. So while we were off on commercial break, it was brought to my attention that the company whose product we just took valuable time out of our premiere to endorse will not be paying us on the grounds that they don't know who we are and never signed off on any sponsorship agreement. And it is thanks to this blatant lack of corporate integrity that my mood can best be described as very, very hostile.
Are you sure it's not a lack of common sense? I don't think it's any revelation that no company's looking for endorsement from the guy holding the record for most irresponsible energy drink consumption on the planet.
Is it any revelation that I don't need your horse shit right now?
Snap at me if you want to, but I'll bet you dollars to dog shit that everybody watching is laughing their ass off.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Tell you what, how about you put your muzzle on, take a nice little walk outside, and then when you come back, we can laugh it off and get back to the show. Sound good?
Yeah, that sounds perfect. Kill the light, please.
You got it.
Thank you. Pretty funny when I'm pissed off, aren't I? It's like, I act like it's such a disgrace. I act like I've been dishonored, but really it's just like, no dude, it doesn't work that way, no duh. Okay, so on the count of 3, we're all gonna laugh it off, okay? 1, 2, 3! Now that we've cleansed ourselves of all hostile feelings, let's talk about the Hostel Trilogy. Directed by Eli Roth and produced by film legend Quentin Tarantino, Hostel's release in 2006 saw a level of mainstream success that not only revitalized the splatter genre, but also made it among the first to receive the honor of being known as torture porn. The first installment is about two college kids and an Icelandic drifter on summer vacation in Central Europe. And while they do spend some time in Amsterdam hitting the reefer, the thing that they're really there to hit is the G-spot. After a local strip club fails to impress, the three backpackers hop aboard the first train out to Slovakia, where they are told is home to an uncharted utopia full of desperate singles ready to throw themselves tits first into anyone with a vas deferens, a place widely known in real life as Tinder. Their wildest fantasies, however, would ultimately become their bucket lists, as after 2 days of banging and partying, the trio finds themselves dispersed, with the drifter gone missing, one frat boy stranded in the middle of nowhere, and the other bonehead frat boy about to find out firsthand what's really going on at this here hostel.
Where the fuck am I? The fuck is this shit? No, please, fuck. I have money. I'll fucking pay you. 10 times, 2 times, whatever you want.
Paying me?
Yes.
No one is paying me. In fact, I'm the one paying them.
You see, this hostel is a fun organization for a secret society called the Elite Hunting Club, whose business model gives a new perspective to the value of human life. And it's here where rich people from around the world can pay for an opportunity to kill anyone who checks into the hostel however they see fit, with red-blooded Americans being the highest ticket item. The hell does red-blooded even mean anyway? Everybody's blood's red until it dries up and turns brown. Oh, of course. And if anyone happens to be a bit confused as to what could possibly put bloodshed in such a higher demand than erotic pleasure, well, here is a New York City lawyer to elaborate.
I've been all over the world. You know, I've been everywhere. And the bottom line is, pussy's pussy. It's all the same shit. You know, I just fucked the girl 2 days ago, and I don't even remember the color of her tits. But this is something you never forget, right? Right?
Another thing to note is that this movie was the subject of some major international backlash, with the people of real-life Slovakia completely appalled by the impoverished draconian wasteland that their country was portrayed as. So much so, in fact, that the director Eli Roth had to take a trip down to Slovakia and be all like, "Ladies and gentlemen of Slovakia, 2 + 2 = 4. Nobody in the US knows that this country exists, and American horror plots have revolved around being lured into strange locations since the beginning of time. Thank you." Hostel Part 2 bridges the gender gap as we join 3 female art students studying abroad in Italy. In dire need of a break from their international studies, they're inveigled to take a trip down to Slovakia, with the incentive this time around being the best natural hot spring spa in the world. Because clearly, going to a spa located in a no-name, ass-backwards, bonehead part of the world is far more feasible than allowing me to administer my healing treatment on them at absolutely no charge. Ah! But history is soon to repeat itself as they check into the ever-so-familiar hostel. And it's here where we get an in-depth look at how the Elite Hunting Club operates, as well as the cultural diversity of their clientele. Nah, that's probably not what your credit card company means about wanting to give you a free dark web scan. But would you put it past them? This sequel would go on to only achieve a fraction of its predecessor's notoriety, with the prevailing opinion being that it offers nothing different from the first installment other than the gender swap. Although if you ask me, a gender bender was the only change needed. How else could we possibly get such a yummy murder scene as this? And that, ladies, is why the VOS snake massage is the safest way to unwind. Hostel Part 3 was released in 2011 as a direct-to-video sequel without the original producer or director anywhere to be found, and is easily the worst of the trilogy. By this time, the Elite Hunting Club inexplicably has a station in Las Vegas, and in true Sin City fashion, the kills are put on display for spectators to gamble on. Oh yeah, and this one also tries to have a cohesive plot, something about this bonehead on his bachelor party and his best friend being jelly of him for the girl he's about to marry. But no need to dwell on that boring crap. Let's take a moment to appreciate the overall absurdity.
Fuck is going? Fuck is going?
Please listen. I have a wife, I have a fucking daughter, I have a son. They're 64 years old.
For family, 1 minute 58 seconds. The over-under was 2 minutes. Congratulations to players 2, 5, and 7.
What the fuck is she talking about?
That is not what someone would look like if they had their fucking face cut off. You want to know what someone would look like if they had their fucking face cut off? Remember, bonehead? Still, bonehead. I said hold still! All around, Hostel Part 3 is a prime example of 3 things. Third films and trilogies being the weakest, direct-to-video sequels absolutely sucking, and bonehead directors having no concept of what made the original films iconic, or for that matter, even knowing what genre they were. And why am I questioning something as obvious as what category that a movie where somebody supposedly got their face cut off while people were betting on it would go under? Yeah, I know, because I'm a whack job, right? Well, that may be true, but let's just take a look at how the main guy was able to take down the Elite Hunting Club, shall we?
Yes, I need help. They're killing people.
What is your location, sir?
Look, I don't know where the fuck I am.
That's okay, sir.
Oh, wait. Oh, please wait.
Stay on the line. Stay calm.
Please, they've killed my friends.
Yeah, Tennessee Tuxedo called the cops. We've been compromised.
That's it. We're shutting down.
Yeah, it doesn't take any soundness of mind to know that the definition of a horror movie villain is somebody who sees these people, spits on these people, walks over these people, and leaves them hanging by their intestinal tracts. Y'all, I think the best way to wrap up a premiere like this is on a philosophical note. And I'm talking about that age-old question. If a tree falls in the forest, but nobody hears it, does it make a sound? Well, I for one believe that it does. And I also believe that even with only 14 subscribers at the time of this video, that we made some noise! Give me some feedback to let me know if you heard it. Like, dislike, comment, subscribe. Hell, even if you unsubscribe, I'll know that you heard it. But regardless if anyone hears it or not, we are just getting started. This is Venom of Society. Rock out!